Good morning. This is the USA Wager Sports Brief. I am your host, Rodney Newpel. The best 10 minutes of your day. Happy Memorial Day, 2021, the final day of May. Plenty of action in the world of sports. Let's get the show started. Like we said, plenty to talk about, as yesterday's day in sports was quite entertaining. Lots going on. And then today, of course, lots going on as well, including a lot of early action, having those Memorial Day cookouts, a lot of baseball on. And then, of course, you'll get to the NBA and the NHL playoffs tonight. Let's start with basketball in the National Basketball Association. The Atlanta Hawks put the New York Knicks on the brink. Now, they are going to have to go back to Madison Square Garden for Game 5. But the Hawks picked up a 17-point victory last night at home over the New York Knicks. Trae Young with a game-high 27 points for the Hawks. A big 35-22 third quarter really spurred Atlanta on. And the Hawks, we are now one win. I mentioned last night in the show, we're one win away from the Hawks being in the final 8 of the NBA playoffs. So the Atlanta Hawks, and they would, of course, get the likely the Philadelphia 76ers in the second round. So that's kind of that's what's going on there. It's 3-1 series. Atlanta leads. The Knicks are on the brink of elimination. Moving to the Western Conference, Phoenix Suns picked up a huge win yesterday at the Staples Center against the Lakers. CP3 was back at 18 points, 9 assists. That's now a 2-2 series. It is a best of 3 with the Suns getting home court advantage over the next 3 games. LeBron James ended up with 25 and 12, but that was not enough. The Suns led by 16 points after 3 quarters. Lakers obviously could not come back, and the Suns won 192. So that will be tomorrow, Game 5. Moving on back to the Eastern Conference, Brooklyn with a big win over Boston. After Boston won Game 3, Brooklyn came back and stomped the Celtics, literally stomped the Celtics. Kyrie Irving, 39 points. Kevin Durant, 42. James Harden, 23. If my math is correct, that is 104 total points for the big 3 of the Brooklyn Nets out of their 141. They smashed the Celtics and now lead that series 3-1. Jason Tatum had 40, so he's had 45 points per game over his last 2. 1 win, 1 loss, 3-1 Brooklyn. They will go back to Brooklyn tomorrow, where the Celtics are in big trouble in that series. As you can see, Kyrie smashes his former team, steps on the logo, and then the water bottle comes chucked out at him. That fan in Boston was arrested. There's a lot of drama in that one, but we'll stick to the sports talk of it. And the Brooklyn Nets, big winners last night over the Boston Celtics. And then the final game, the Luka Doncic injury has played a huge role there. The Clippers have now tied the series at 2-2. They are now in a best of 3 series, so both the Clippers and the Lakers battling there in best of 3 series. They'll play at the Staples Center tomorrow in the Game 5, but now this series looks like it's going to go to the Clippers because Luka's hurt. He's got the neck strain, does not look good. He has not been real good since that injury. 2-2 series, Clippers and Mavericks. Moving to tonight, there are 2 games on tap tonight. Philadelphia 76ers look to wrap up their series as they take on the Washington Wizards. Philadelphia leads 3-0. They're an 8.5-point favorite on the road. I'll take the 76ers, anything single digits. I just don't think Washington can guard them. I've said all along they can't guard the ball rack. We'll see. And then Utah is at Memphis tonight. Utah's 5.5-point favorite. I like Utah to win at Memphis. They won Game 3. I think they win Game 4. In fact, I said after Game 1, I do think Utah is going to come back and win all of the rest of these games. So those are your 2 games for tonight in the NBA. 4 games yesterday to recap, 2 games tonight. All right, let's move to hockey, where the quest for the Stanley Cup continued, and the 2 winners yesterday in Game 1 are 2 teams that I like to get to the Cup finals. The Tampa Bay Lightning took down the Carolina Hurricanes 2-1. No, many people are on the Hurricanes. I've been there, done that with Tampa Bay. I like Tampa Bay there. They did come away with a 2-1 win. Vasilevsky with 37 saves. The Lightning are up 1-0. They will jump back at it tomorrow there in Carolina. And then Colorado absolutely blitz Vegas. Nathan McKinnon, a pair of goals and assists. He now has 8 goals in 5 playoff games this season. as they beat Vegas 7-1. It got chippy late. Vegas is going to have to get physical, but you can't put Colorado on the power play or you're going to be in big trouble all series long. The Avalanche have now won 10 straight games dating back to the regular season, which got them the President's Trophy, which then got them the number 1 seed, which got them an easy sweep against St. Louis. And now they have taken care of Vegas in the first game. They won't get going again until Wednesday in that playoff series. So those are the 2 games. Last night, Colorado leads 1-0. Tampa Bay leads 1-0. There is a game 7 tonight. That is in Toronto. Toronto and Montreal will mix it up. Toronto is on the verge of choking away that series. I'm actually going to take Montreal to win this game on the road tonight. I don't know why. Carey Price, I think, is the reason why. I have a bad feeling about Toronto. They've peed down their legs here the last couple games, and I think Montreal gets them tonight and moves on to the second round, take on Winnipeg, which would be a surprising Canadian matchup there between Montreal and the Jets. But we'll see. Toronto and Montreal tonight. And then game 2 from Boston. Boston big favorites in that game. The Bruins are up 1-0 in that series as they take on the New York Islanders. I think Boston wins that one. They won 5 in a row after losing their first playoff game to the Washington Capitals. So those are your 2 games on ice for tonight. Major League Baseball. Hooray, hooray, Arizona Diamondbacks finally won a game. They snapped their 13-game losing streak, 13 games, as they beat the Cardinals and salvaged 1 out of the 4 in that series. We'll talk about the Diamondbacks prize for that win a little bit later here in the show. A couple other notable wins yesterday. Astros beat the Padres 7-4. Reds topped the Cubs, snapping the Cubs' 6-game winning streak. They beat them 5-1. And the Giants won their 3rd straight against the Dodgers. Giants playing great baseball right now. They beat the Dodgers 5-4 in Los Angeles. Tonight's games, or today's games, whichever you want to call it, is a bunch of baseball on Memorial Day. Afternoon games galore. Probably the game of the day is the 8-10 game tonight. It is Cardinals and the Dodgers. It's Jack Flaherty. It's Trevor Bauer. Dodgers big favorites in that one. -180. You can take the Dodgers, or you can take Jack Flaherty as an underdog, whichever you so choose. But the Dodgers are -180. Starting here in a couple hours, the Rays are at the Yankees. The Tigers are at the Brewers. Why that's notable is Corbin Burns is on the mound. The Brewers are huge favorites, -240 in that one. White Sox are at Cleveland mid-afternoon. I believe they're playing 2 7-inning doubleheader today. And then Boston is at Houston. That's another notable game. That's 3:10. Tonight is the prize for the Diamondbacks. They snapped their losing streak. They get to stay at home. They get the New York Mets, and because of the rain out yesterday on the ESPN game of the night, game of the week, the Mets are sending Jacob deGrom to the mound. So, snapping your 13-game losing streak, you get Jacob deGrom, whose ERA is almost nothing. Good luck, Arizona, getting the winning streak going. Anyways, that's your look at Major League Baseball for Monday, Memorial Day 2021. All right, last thing is Jordan Spieth choked away the Charles Schwab Challenge yesterday in Fort Worth. Justin Kokrak won the event by shooting even on the final day. We mentioned there was a 2-player race heading into the final day. Spieth was -15. Kokrak was -14. All Kokrak had to do is go even. In fact, he went a little too much by going even. He won by 2 strokes as Jordan Spieth went +3, 3 over on the day, and choked away the event there in Fort Worth. That was one he could have and should have won. Did come up with second place, which is, of course, very nice and pays off very well. But that's an event that obviously he wishes he had back. Anyways, that's a look at your day in sports yesterday. Of course, Indy 500, WNBA, MLS all went on throughout the weekend. There was a NASCAR race. We can get to all those throughout the week, recap what went on there. But I promise this is a 10-minute sports brief, the best 10 minutes of your day. I am Rodney Newple with the USA Wager Sports Brief. Make sure you stay tuned. Ryan is going to be on with the USA Wager Show, giving you the latest, greatest news in the industry. If you missed last night's show with Tim Van Stratton and I, the Put Your Kids to Bed version, half hour of sports talk, we broke it all down last night. Really had a lot of fun. It was a good show. Make sure you stay tuned for that Wednesday this week, or go back and listen to last week's as well. USA Wager has everything you got for us. Sports 2.0 Network. A lot of cool things coming. Make sure you stay tuned. This has been the USA Wager Show with Rodney Newple. So long for just a while.